Hey little cuties, Demi Bemi here, and welcome to another speed build. This one's a little different because I've been building it on stream. And if you don't know what that means, it means I've been building it live on Twitch. If you're interested in seeing me do stuff live, you can find me at twitch.tv/demibobemi. But I don't do it super consistently. I do have a schedule up there that should tell you when I'm going to be streaming. So that's fun. Anyway, so this build, I was very heavily inspired by New York. And now, to preface this, I've never been to New York. However, I really want to go to New York. A dream that I've had for a really long time actually is living in New York. I remember when, oh my gosh, when was it? I think it must have been senior year of high school, and I was looking on Craigslist to see like what I could afford or get away with in New York, and I remember this specific listing, and it was like this huge like novel on Craigslist for a roommate, and oh my god, I just remember like laughing because it was so hysterical. Like whoever wrote this was just the funniest person ever, and they just were making a lot of jokes as they were like describing the people that lived there and like the situations that they were in, whether somebody was like an actor on, like trying to be an actor on Broadway or a dancer or like whatever. And I just remember that the end of the post was like, if you don't appreciate this sense of humor, please do not apply, or something like that. So I don't know, I just always remembered that and how fun that probably would have been, because I thought it was hilarious and I really probably would have gotten along with those people. However, that's not where life took me. I did keep the dream alive though. Like, I will move to New York one day. Like, that is the thing that's going to happen. Like, I don't care if I'm a starving artist and I live in a shoebox. Like, I want to go to New York and I want to sew, and that's what I want. And I don't think that's too much to ask, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I wanted to do an apartment build. And I know, like, we can't technically make apartments in The Sims, but I think that if you're into mods, or even if you're not into mods, if you can just like use your brain and pretend, I think that you could make it work. So I personally use the MC Command Center mod, and that gives you a lot of control over the story and how things work in The Sims. You can also control bills, which is really cool. So you can actually control how much the bills are versus living in a house or an apartment. So you could like jack up the bills on an apartment like super high, for example, which would be kind of an interesting storyline kind of idea, I guess, like, because we all do. There's only apartments in San Myshuno, so you could pretend it's like a New York scenario, and apartments are super expensive, so you could just jack up the rent so it's harder. There's more of a challenge and things like that. You can also, without mods, so in this situation, you could change like the rent for houses to be a lot lower if you just wanted like your one family or your one sim or whatever to live in like one portion of the apartment, so that the bills aren't like astronomical. Or if you want bills to be astronomical, you do you. Or you could play with multiple different families and just like lock the doors for like different people, and then everyone can contribute to the bills. So that's also an idea. So I think that we probably will never have the ability to make apartments, which makes me really sad, and we probably will never get apartments in another world, which also makes me very sad. So I'm just gonna have to live out my fantasies this way. So I've been looking at a lot of listings in New York. I've been looking at rental listings. I've been looking at like real estate listings because I'm obsessed. And I really love these buildings. And I'm not sure if they've started out as apartment buildings or they were maybe like bigger homes that like somebody purchased and like chopped up into apartments. But it's like the outside of the house is pretty like symmetrical and whatever, but like once you get inside, it's like everything's a little like wonky. So I think it's just like a building that was chopped up into apartments. But I really love that with the old brick, and then all of the, I forget what it's called, but it's like that wood wall that has like, it looks like little picture frames or something in it. I don't know. It's like Winston or like Wahlberg or like, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. It's something that starts with a W, I think. Anyway, I really love like the juxtaposition of like an old home that has like brick and like peeling paint and like really traditional like architecture, but then having really like new, fresh, modern furniture and things like that. Ooh, excuse me, I just totally smashed my hand on the table. So I kind of like that vibe where there's like the new and the old kind of a deal. In this first apartment, I was pretending that me and my husband, dead, lived in it. So this is kind of what I would like. There's just like a shitload of plants because, let's be real, I can't have enough plants. It's a problem. So I kind of tried to use some of the things like that I own for furniture and tried to put it in there. Like the bookshelves are kind of similar to actually what I'm currently making in my house right now. I'm putting I guess not really floating shelves, but they're just like shelves on like L brackets that I'm putting onto the wall. So they're kind of similar to that. Excuse me. And then I put in like the little like video creator station because both my husband and I do YouTube and Twitch and like computer stuff and like whatever. And then I wanted to make everything as like, if it wasn't what I owned, it's something that maybe I would want to own. And then something that I found really upsetting, so this isn't actually functional, but you can't use stools with the dining room tables. I've never noticed that, but I found it to be very upsetting. Because it looks, I don't know, I feel like visually, like when you scan a room, like you don't have a bunch of things obstructing your view, such as the backs of chairs. So I think it would give the illusion of a larger space, which is really important in small apartments. And I know when I was on stream, I believe it was Neon Squirtle was asking, like, aren't like New York apartments like pretty small? They are. And the one that I'm building now, I would say isn't like super small. Like it's not a shoebox. However, I would say that it's relatively small only because my husband and I have just like super big hobbies. So our stuff takes up a lot of space. Like I don't think we have like a lot of stuff per se. We do have like a lot of like cluttery stuff we need to get rid of, but that's a whole other story. But we don't have like just a lot of stuff. Like we really don't have a lot of furniture. We don't have really just a lot of that kind of stuff, like knickknacks and like artwork on the walls and stuff. But what we have is like he has a big giant like 2-screen computer. I have a big 2-screen computer. We record the book reads for his channel and all that, and so we have like a big setup like downstairs for that. And then I like to sew. Like my dream is to be a fashion designer, so then I have like a whole space for like all of my sewing stuff. So since my dream is to move to New York, what I'm doing now is I'm trying to figure out how little furniture I need. You know what I'm saying? So like I spent like a little while on Amazon today looking for small space like sewing solutions. Does that make sense? So I found this big drafting table. I guess you could call it a drafting table, but it has 2 drop leaves on it, like the sides drop down, and so it gets really, really skinny, which is really cool. And then that little part in between has like 2 drawers or something, and like a shelf. So that's really cool because I need like a big giant table for like pattern drafting. Oh my god. Let's just derail for a second because I need to get this off my chest. So today I decided, so I'm sure a lot of people are either on my channel for like Sims videos, or they're for like my vlogs, or they're here for like sewing and stuff. So if you haven't seen my sewing videos, which I'm sure that you haven't, or my fashion related videos, so I have a series where I'm doing like collection design, and I'm starting from scratch, like beginning like idea, and I'm trying to complete all the way through like complete garment creation, and I have a small little collection of clothing. So today, because it was a snow day, the highways were closed down, it was a blizzard, it was a whole thing. So I thought, you know what I'll do today? I'll do the patterns. I'll start making the patterns for my series. And I thought, you know, I don't need to show everyone like every single pattern piece, but I was like, I'll just select a couple of pieces to start working on the patterns, and then I'll just show like, I don't know, it was like maybe 5 or 6 pattern pieces, or like garments rather, not pattern pieces. So I was like, oh, this should go pretty quick. I'll probably be almost done today. And I'll tell you what, I finished the patterns for 1 garment, and I'm sad about it because I literally spent 5 hours working on patterns and I felt like I didn't get anywhere. It's a whole thing, but I'll talk more about that if anyone's interested in the pattern video, kind of like why it takes so long, so that I'm not taking up your time here, you know, put it in a more appropriate place. But I just needed to get that off my chest, that I was just frustrated. I spent 5 hours and I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 4 pattern pieces done. Oh my god, that's just like nothing. Out of like the gajillion I need to do. Anyway, so, again, this video is like kind of weird. Like there's gonna be some pauses and things like that because again, I was streaming. So, in the beginning, I'm kind of just like chit-chatting to whatever, whoever. And then my idea was the 2 bottom floors were going to be the big apartments. And then I was going to chop up the top floor. In one side, I was going to do 2 apartments, and on the other side, I was going to do 3 apartments. And I did stream that portion of it last time. However, I've been too scared to look, but I think that I don't know, I had like some stuff on my computer like kind of messed up. So stuff wasn't saving to the right place, and I filled up one of my hard drives that didn't have a lot of space on it anyway, but I just kept saving stuff on there, I guess, unintentionally. So I don't know if it saved, but I'm really nervous to see if it did. If it didn't save, I'll just kind of whip it up really quick to what I think it was at. But if you are watching this video as soon as it comes out, I'm streaming today, the 15th of March at noon Central Time. Just wanted to put that out there. If you're watching this as soon as it comes out, I will be streaming today if you're interested. And then you'll find out the epic conclusion of, did my stuff save? So with that, that's that. I was gonna say something and then I just like totally forgot. Oh, and then we have these cute little back patio areas. I don't know what the heck happened, but I ended up getting like some sort of like terrain tool, whatever, like the terrain's like kind of like a hill back there, and I don't really know how I did that, but whatever. Anyway, so there's kind of, it looks a little bit overgrown in the back, which is like fine. It wasn't what I was going for, but it's fine. So I wasn't able to actually fit as much stuff in the back patio area for the downstairs as I was planning. So that's kind of a bummer, but oh well. And then I'm just now thinking what I should have done. Gosh, I just like didn't even think of it either. So I have the steps in the front there, like kind of just like you walk straight down and out. And I really should have put the steps like to the side. So like you walk out and then you hang like a left or a right, depending on which apartment you're in. And you just go down like one single little step, and then there would have been a bigger area, I think, down there. I don't know, maybe not. Who even knows? Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you. So you will not see the completed build in this video since I'm currently in the middle of streaming it. This will not be finished. This will be kind of like a halfway point. The next speed build of this that comes out should be the last one. Just because I'm streaming it, it's taking a little bit longer. So the video is a little longer, and I didn't want to cut out like too much stuff. So I decided to just break up this video into 2 parts so that it's not super long and it's a little more digestible. Because I know that it can be overwhelming if there's like an hour-long speed build. And then, like, not to mention, just today I posted, well, not like today, your today, my today, which was yesterday for you right now. Anyway, considering like just today I posted I think it was the live stream today is what I posted, was like the part 1 of the live stream. So yeah, and I just thought maybe like 2 long videos right next to each other would be a little bit much. So then we have a roof area. There's not like a lot going on up there. It's just a plain old roof area, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know, I might go back and spruce it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not really too sure about that. I am really excited though to do the upstairs apartments because I really like furnishing tiny spaces a little bit more than larger spaces. It's kind of like a puzzle, you know, like you have to figure out where all the pieces can fit, kind of a deal. Ooh, excuse me. So I think I like furnishing small builds more than I like doing the bigger builds. I mean, bigger builds are fine, like if they're, I mean, like it's not like these apartments are like really huge or anything. But yeah. Oh, and then downstairs there is, I don't think I've shown it yet, but there's a laundry room downstairs. I think we're like just about there, yeah. So there's a laundry room and a little gym. And then I think at some point, oh yeah, I have the washer and dryer in like quote unquote my apartment. And my reasoning for that was that we actually just recently, like a couple months ago, bought a washer and dryer, like brand new, and it's so nice and I'm really excited about them, and they're stackable. So I was like, oh, you know, it would be like super really cool if I put my washer and dryer in here, but then ended up making like a laundry room, so there's really not a reason, there's just not a reason to like have a washer and dryer in there. So I took it out of like my quote unquote apartment. I'm kind of, I don't know, this space is like kind of weird, and it took me like a really long time to do this like storage space. So there's like the laundry room, and then there's like here, this big area is the laundry room, and then next door is the like utility kind of space. And you know me, I like a good secret woohoo spot. So I had to have the closet in there so that Sims could like sneak away. I do have to say, like, I'm not like a woohoo fiend or anything, but it's like there's not enough like woohoo places. Like in The Sims 3, your sim could like woohoo all over the place, everywhere. And then it's like, why can't your sims woohoo in the shower? Like, that's what I need to know. Like, why can't they woohoo in the elevator? Like, I just need to know these things. Like, why do we have these things? Why? Like, why don't we have these things? I don't know. It's like really upsetting to me. I always like, I'm the kind of person, like, I really, really do not like drama in my real life. But I think as humans, innately, we kind of like want the struggle, we want drama, like we want something to happen, you know? So I really like to get my drama from Netflix and The Sims so that I don't crave it in my real normal life, you know what I'm saying? So I really like places for Sims to like. Oh, hello there. What's happening? I got an email. Ooh, nice. So, okay, this is super, like, not sponsored at all, but this is dumb. Okay. I mean, this isn't dumb, but I downloaded the Honey app, or not Honey app, the extension for, like, your browser, and it alerts me when, like, a price drops on something. But it's, I mean, okay, so I understand that, like, it's not a human being and it doesn't know, you know? Like, it doesn't know what kind of a price drop I want. But it'll, like, alert me there's, like, a fucking 10-cent drop in price of something. And so, like, I get an email and I'm excited and I'm like, ooh, did my Amazon order ship? Is my Amazon order delivered? Like, I really, really am excited. Okay, and then we had a blizzard today, so one of this book I ordered off Amazon couldn't be delivered, and they said they couldn't make it to my front door. And so I was like, oh, wow. And so I've been, like, waiting for this book. Like, I really, really want this book, like, so bad. And I was so excited it was supposed to be here today, and I was really surprised because it was blizzarding out. And I got a notification today. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, it was delivered, what's up? And then I look and it said that it could not be delivered. And whoever tried to deliver it put like a note saying that they couldn't make it to my front door. And I was like, wow, there must be like a lot of snow like in my driveway because I wasn't about to shovel it in a snowstorm. So I look outside. And it's like maybe 4 or 5 inches. I would say 6 inches at the deepest because like it's really windy here. So a lot of the snow just kind of like blows away so it doesn't get like super deep really. It all just blows away. And the road like outside of my house was like perfectly clear. And I was thinking, like, what the hell? Like, it's a book. Can you not just put it in my mailbox? Do you need to put my book at my front door? It also, something else that was, like, kind of bizarre. I bought, like, an essential oil, and they put it in front of my door instead of my mailbox. It's, like, it's, like, just a teeny little bottle. Like, why the heck could you not put that in my mailbox? I don't know. I'm just really confused about people's logic here. Okay, so before I started rambling, I don't know what I was talking about, but, you know, whatever. Ooh, cool, fun thing that I really want to mention. So, for the holiday update that we got the, like, faux fireplaces, I guess. And I saw a lot of people, like when we got them, they were like, oh, I guess this is cool. I don't really know what you would do with them. But it worked perfectly for this build because a lot of the homes that I was seeing online in New York, they have like a blocked off fireplace, and they have like these little grates over them, like so you can't use the fireplace, but you still have like the facade of it, like the mantelpiece and stuff. So those worked perfect for that. And then I just use those little dine out little decorations and size them down. Oh no, I just knocked you guys over. Well, not you guys over, but like I knocked over, I was getting excited and talking with my hands, and I knocked over my mic. So I'm sure you didn't hear it get knocked over because it was probably loud and I probably cut it out, but I apologize. So this home, I don't really know who lives here. I think it's just like musicians that are really into like the Southwestern kind of style, but that's what I was going for. So I end up putting a lot of like musical instruments and like music mixing station and like that kind of stuff. So that's really fun. I had kind of a hard time with this house because I feel like I had a very specific vision. Like I really wanted more like subdued masculine colors, like the really deep rusty red, and there's kind of like that burgundy in it, and I wanted like a really like warm color palette and not really any bright colors. Like that yellow pillow and like that orange pillow were like perfect, and then I kind of like ran out of items that had like good swatches, so some things get a little wild. And then I just realized that I tried to put a chair up to that thing and it doesn't even need a chair. Oh my god. Okay. So in the bedrooms, it's a little bit like weird. So yeah, just ignore that. And then, okay, so if you know me, I really like cramming a lot of people into a small space, and I don't know what my obsession is with that, but in this home, it's a technical 3-bedroom, but the 3rd bedroom is like super small and not that it's not usable as a bedroom, but it's just itty bitty. So it's used as like a workspace. Like you probably saw me put out the, oh my goodness, what is that called? The woodworking table in there. And then there's like another bedroom, and that's going to have like 2 kids' beds. And I imagine probably like a teen and a child are here with their parents. Usually when I do really tiny build, lots of people in it, I usually like to do like a single parent. And I tried to not imagine that a single parent lives here because I can't just do the same thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So I imagined that maybe like the father is a musician, and the mom's probably like, I don't know, something cool, like a food critic or something. And that's kind of what they do. And they probably don't make like too much money. That's probably why they're living in a smaller apartment, or I don't know, they just really love, I don't know, how the light floods in the morning or something, I don't know. But so that's kind of what I thought for that. And then we are actually almost at the end, and again, since this is a work in progress, there will be no screenshots. But I wanted to say thank you guys so much for hanging out for the speed build. Again, if you're interested in seeing the live streams while they're happening, you can check it out at twitch.tv/demibobemi. And then on my like little like landing page or homepage or whatever you call that, I have a schedule set up like weekly. So you should be able to see when I'm going to stream, and there should be a countdown to my next stream on there as well. So if you're interested, you can kind of see if like you can make it or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of that. Hopefully I don't have to rebuild anything and everything's saved, but I'm not hopeful. So if you see the stream and you're like, hey, stuff looks different, That's why, because I'm an idiot and saved to the wrong drive that didn't have space on it. So, whoops. Real professional here. Anyways, you guys, thank you again for hanging out. I really super appreciate it. If you guys have any comments, tips, tricks, or suggestions, or if you have like, you just are like, hey, oh my god, you should try to build this, I would really love that, because if it's someone else's idea, I feel like it's more of a challenge, and I really like challenges, you know what I'm saying? Whereas if I see something on like Pinterest, then I'm like, oh yeah, like I could do that, it's within my capabilities, or like it's my style, or whatever. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go stop talking. I can never stop talking. Thank you guys again for hanging out. I super duper appreciate it. Again, if you want to see me on Twitch, we can hang out and chat over there. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.